Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Secretary Buttigieg, thanks for joining us this morning. Let's pick up where Cecilia just left off. We know that Speaker Pelosi is hoping for a vote on Tuesday. Are you confident you have the votes?
We're very optimistic. The president put forward this framework because he believes that it will pass the House and the Senate and can get to his desk. And as soon as it does, it's going to make such a difference in the lives of Americans. You know, one of the reasons we have such a sense of urgency about this is that the American people are impatient to see the kind of pro-family policies that are in that Build Back Better plan, to make sure that we make child care more affordable in this country, to expand 3- and 4-year-old access to preschool, to get millions of Americans needed tax cuts in the expansion of the child tax credit. And that's just talking about the family parts of the bill. Obviously, huge and urgently needed action on climate change, and of course, that work on transportation infrastructure that I've been talking about all year, improving our roads and bridges, our ports and airports, something that is even more visibly needed as we face some of these supply chain issues with record levels of goods going through infrastructure that has often been designed 100 years ago or more.
You say the American people are impatient, but we have a new poll out this morning with Ipsos. One it shows that 69% of the public doesn't know much about the bill. 32% think it will actually hurt them. So has this been a failure of communications?
Well, I think that gives me a great opportunity to remind Americans about some of what's in this. For example, if you're watching this broadcast and you have kids, 9 out of 10 chance that you will personally benefit to the tune of hundreds or thousands of dollars from that child tax credit expansion. If you have been thinking about getting an electric vehicle and the savings in fuel that would come from that, think about what your family could do with up to a $12,500 discount on electric vehicles, which we're doing, of course, not just because it's going to benefit your family, but because it's going to benefit those American jobs making them and, importantly, benefit the climate. Think about the real-world, everyday impact that it will make for millions of Americans to get that support for childcare that's unaffordable. And by the way, one of the other reasons why it's so important to get those childcare provisions through is that's also going to help with inflation. We got a lot of people who are unable to return to the labor market because they can't get childcare. That is a drag on our economy, and it's one of the things that's creating upward pressure on prices, which is why 17 Nobel Prize-winning economists signed a letter talking about the benefits with regard to inflation that'll come from this bill. So look, whether you're a policy wonk or whether you're just trying to get through life raising your family, anybody who has ever driven on a road or a bridge, anybody who drinks water, remember this bill will get lead out of 100% of the pipes in this country. Anybody concerned about internet access coming to a neighborhood near you, this bill is for you. And it's one of the reasons why I welcome this opportunity to talk not just about the political blow-by-blow and the day-by-day drama, but what it's actually going to do for the American people.
One of the provisions that's not in the bill that's been dropped from the bill is paid family leave. Of course, you've had some recent experience with paid leave, taking care of your new twins. It's been dropped from the bill. We know there's still some lobbying going on behind the scenes to get it back in. Any hope for that, or is that a fight for another day?
Well, look, it's definitely something that we believe in. And so while it is not in this framework, we're going to keep fighting for it. As you said, I believe in it. The president does. And let me say this. Any other policy priority that we have as an administration, as a party, it's going to be that much easier to deliver in a future where we are in a position of strength because we've gotten this done. What we have in front of us right now, this is not half a loaf. It is a feast of good policy. It is the most transformative legislation for families, for healthcare, for climate that we've seen, certainly in my lifetime. And it's going to be an extraordinary achievement as soon as we can get it to the president's desk. And then departments like mine will be getting to work using those taxpayer dollars well to make everyday American life better.
You say you're very optimistic, but we still haven't seen expressions of support from the two senators that seem to matter most right now, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema.
Well, again, we are the closest we have ever been, and the president put forward this framework, having talked to them and others throughout the progressive and moderate wings of our party, confident that it will pass. And, you know, this is a process that's taken up to a year and a huge amount of consultation, listening. I've seen the president paying close attention to what members across the party have to say, talking to Republicans. Remember, we got a bipartisan vote for the infrastructure part of the deal. I wouldn't, by the way, let Republicans off the hook on voting for the family provisions, too. I know they probably won't, but it's not too late for some of them to join Democrats who are united in believing that the time has come for us to actually put our money where our mouth is, support American families, and do it with a fairer tax code that rewards work, not wealth, that asks corporations to pay their fair share, and that makes this a fairer system for everybody.
I know you're confident, but what are the consequences of failure?
Look, we just have to get this done. And I'm not just saying that politically. I'm saying that because, look, you look at climate, for example, as we prepare for the summit in Glasgow. We have a very limited number of years to cut emissions dramatically. And the president's laid out a way to do it that's actually going to create jobs, break that old false choice of climate versus jobs. We have to do that. We have to deliver for families. The sense of urgency in this administration is part of how our economy has been brought back from the brink. If you think about the bold action in the American Rescue Plan, now we need bold action to set us up for success, not just getting through the winter, but getting through the next decade and beyond.
Secretary Buttigieg, thanks for your time this morning.